Once again, welcome to another episode of Complete Sports Update, the show that brings you up to date with events in the world of sports. My name is Solomon Ijiagbese, and with me is Kayode Ogundare. We will be going to the Premier League, where Mikel scored his first goal in 7 years after 185 games. Mr. Kayode, what do you want to say about this?
I think it's a very good one for him, for Chelsea, for the coach, and for Nigeria. Because a goal-scoring Mikel is a threat to all our opponents. I mean, the Super Eagles now. And like I said, I saw something in the course of that game. I saw a very, very adventurous Mikel who was trying to press forward. He was playing in the forward position for Chelsea, and I tweeted as so. And hardly had I finished tweeting when he got that goal. For me, what he did that day is a throwback to the Mikel we used to know, especially before 2006 when he went to Chelsea. And possibly people have alleged that it was Mourinho who turned him from an offensive player to an ultra-defensive midfielder. Now we're seeing the same Mourinho trying to undo what he did in the past, and I hope this scoring run will continue for him, especially if he can take his chances. Yeah, I think it's a good one for him and for us too.
Also in the Premier League, we saw Man United demolished by Manchester City. I know Kayode won't be happy about this because he's a Man United fan and he was glued to his seat while watching the match. Sergio Aguero brace was just too daunting for the United defenders. So what do you have to say about this?
Like you said, it was a very, very bad Sunday for every United fan all around the world. It's not about losing the game that hurts. It's not about the fact that you lost to your rivals that hurts. It's the manner of the defeat. The first half was so appalling that I think I blame City for not scoring more than 4. They could have gotten as much as 8 goals in the first 45 minutes because United were just so shambolic defending, and
it was a half-field game.
Yes, and I think I hold two people mainly responsible for this: the coach and Ashley Young. Yeah, the coach because of the kind of formation they played, and Ashley Young for consistently showing that he is not a player of United's class. If you go back to watch the game, you noticed that on the left flank where he played, he was so casual with the ball. He gave away possession times that number, and he wasn't falling back to help Evra on the left. So that occasion, the fact that all of the goals came through the left flank because there was no cover for Evra on the left line. So he was totally exposed, and City expected to do the damage. So for me, I think it's a good one in the sense that hopefully we've learned our lessons.
Okay.
And if you listen to what the manager said over the course of preparing for the Capital One Cup, that he has seen 1 or 2 things from the game. He took responsibility, which he ought to do, and I think I commend him for that. And going forward, I think we're still going to lose more games. That is certain. But if you lose, you should lose that magnitude. Not in that manner. No, you could lose. You could play well on the day, and your opponents get lucky and beat you 6-1, 7-1. But at least your performance, the shift you put in, will show that we actually give it our best shot. But for me, I think the 4-1 is just flatters United. We didn't deserve to be in the game at all. We should have been like 8-10 or even a dozen.
Okay. Going to the Chinese league, we saw Yakubu Ayegbeni scoring a hat-trick for his club. Even though they lost that match, it was very phenomenal. He played a good game. His passing was accurate, and he got those 3 goals for his club. So this new form of Ayegbeni, does it signal a kind of recall for him to the national team?
I think I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why. Yakubu has always been a great scorer of goals. He holds the record for the highest number of goals by a Nigerian in the Premier League. So even when he was in England, when he was in Israel, he was always scoring. When he got to England, he scored, and now in China. But the fact is, Yakubu's national team career has not always been at par with what he does at the club. Okay. When he was scoring in England, he wasn't doing too well for the Super Eagles. So scoring an hat-trick should not automatically earn him a recall. Why don't you let us just stick with the boys, with the younger boys that Keshi has been trying to build together over the last 12 months and see how far they can go, instead of bringing out somebody whose shelf life is almost at the expiry date.
Okay.
So for me, let Yakubu keep doing what he's doing. We'll keep applauding him, pray for him to keep doing well, but let him stay out of the national team.
Okay. Enyuma's acrobatic save, Vincent Enyuma, Nigerian goalkeeper, acrobatic save, was listed for the League One awards. He has kept a clean sheet for 5 times in 7 games. So we are looking at a renewed first team goalkeeper for Lille, also a Nigerian goalkeeper. So what do you want to say about this?
For me, Enyuma felt he needed to prove a point. Don't forget, he was based in Israel. Lille paid good money to get him to France. He couldn't cut it. He sat on the bench practically throughout the season in his first year. The second year, he had to be loaned back to Israel. And now, this is the 3rd year, he came back and he knew that it was now or never. If he doesn't do well now, that will spell the end of his career in that club. Probably maybe not in France. But then for me, he has been in top form, and that top form will help him. For me, in the last 3, 4, 5 years, he has been one of Africa's best, if not Africa's best goalkeeper. Yeah. So for me, going forward now, his good form will help Lille, who have paid good money for him. It will also help Nigeria, because his good form will also translate into the national team. And when you have a good goalkeeper behind you, a team can do all things. So for me, it's a good one for the national team, especially now that we are on the cusp of qualifying for the World Cup, and hopefully it will translate it into good performances also at the World Cup in 2014 when we get there. Yeah. Not if. I am very, very positive we're going to get the World Cup. So for us, it's all good news all around. I think we should applaud him for it.
Talking about the World Cup, Nigerian opponent Ethiopia has lined up 2 friendlies against Cameroon and Ghana before the match in October against Nigeria. Alulu Gima, an Ethiopian player, has said they hope to defeat Nigeria at home come October 12th. Over to you, Kaide.
Well, I will expect nothing less from him and the other players and officials of it, because if you accept defeat before the game, what are you trying to transmit to the other players? So I think it's a good one. It's a confidence booster for them, and that should send a message to Nigeria that we should not believe the game is won until we actually play it in Addis Ababa. Because for me, and I think for a whole lot of Nigerians, the first leg in Addis Ababa will be very, very crucial. A good result there for us will take the fight out of Ethiopia. Because if they lost at home, what hope do they have coming back to Nigeria to come and win? But if we allow them to sneak anything, if they get a point at least from that game, it will be very, very dangerous for us. Because, for example, if they get a 0-0 draw, they will have the confidence that, hey, they could come here, also play a 0-0 and win when it comes to penalties. Yeah. Or, alternatively, if they get a 1-1 draw away, which is very, very possible, that means they could come here, play a goalless draw, and go through on the away goals rules. So for me, an outright victory is very, very important for Nigeria in that game. And I won't mind if we could get like 2 goals, 3, 4, or 5. The Ethiopian players, officials, even the president of their country could say whatever they want to say. And one thing I know is they are going to have a very, very massive home support. So the Eagles will have to be on the lookout, make sure they are not complacent, get a result, go and do a job anyhow possible, get a good result there. And when I say good result, a draw may not be a good result now. We need to win outrightly there to make the second leg a formality. And that will mean it will render whatever gamer or whoever says irrelevant for us.
Thank you, Mr. Kaide.
Thank you.
This rounds up another exciting episode of Complete Sports Updates. Don't forget to subscribe. The question for the week: following Mikel's historic EPL goal, should he be more adventurous for Chelsea or concentrate on his defensive role? Put your comments below this video. Thank you.